Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Hunger Games Catching Fire. And yes, I actually did a review for this a very long time ago for the first movie. Big Hunger Games fan. I have not read the books. I have the books, but I haven't had a chance to read them. I might read the third one after watching that movie. But I kind of like watching the movie and not being spoiled by it. But yeah, I wanted to review Hunger Games Catching Fire. I did see it last night. I saw it at like 11:45 movie, so I didn't get home until like 2-ish. So I was like, I'm not going to put a review up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I decided to do it the next day. And I went to go see this with my best friend Luke, my brother Alex. And we saw it together. We saw the first Hunger Games together, and we saw it for my friend's Luke's birthday. And also, going to the review now, there will be a lot of spoilers. I want to talk about this movie in lengths, so there will be spoilers in this review. So a lot of people have been saying the Hunger Games Catching Fire is like a 2.0 of the regular Hunger Games, and kind of like a remake, a lot of people are saying. And it kind of is, and I'll explain that. Because we get to see the premise of this is Katniss, Peeta, everybody, the aftermath of the Hunger Games, and everyone's getting a little psychological because of it. So the government, the Capitol, they see, or President Snow, he sees that people are starting to rebel because Katniss was this figure of hope, this beacon of hope. And they're like, no, this is not going to happen. So the 75th Hunger Games is coming, and this is the third quarter quell. So they always do something special, and they brought everyone, or some people that have been in the Hunger Games before, and put them in the Hunger Games again. So when Katniss and Peeta find out, they're like, no way. But they have to do it anyways, because it's what they have to do. So I'll talk about the moment of them finding out a little bit more as I go into my review portion. But yeah, we get to see a lot of old faces to this universe. Because we get to see people like Finnick, all these people that won the Hunger Games before in the past. Older people also, so it's not just children in this quarter quell. And then I hear in the book we get a little bit more mention of what a quarter quell actually is in more detail. And actually the second quarter quell is in more detail also because of Hamage. He was in the second quarter quell, and that was double the amount of people in the Hunger Games. So anyways, we get to see a new arena, a new Hunger Games, and I don't want to spoil the ending. I'm going to talk more about that in the spoilers portion, but not everyone dies. People survive, and it's more than one person that survives, and it ends in a way that you just want more, because it does end in a cliffhanger type way, and you're like, what? You feel like Katniss in this film. So I just want to say I really enjoyed this, and like I was saying in the beginning of this review, it is a 2.0 of the Hunger Games, because it's like the same journey. It is the same journey of, they have to go to a reaping, they have to go to the Capitol, they have to train, they have to go into Hunger Games, but it's so much better in this, because you know what to expect, and it's like that psychological feel. It was awesome in that way, and I loved how much they improved this film, and the tone of this film was great, and how I would say how cold it was, the tone, but it fit very well because it did feel very cold in a way and felt very different from that first film. Again, the first film was like, I felt younger, it felt, everything's happening for the first time. What is the Hunger Games? It introduces this universe, and now we know the universe, we know who Katniss is, and we're really following her journey through a different time in the Capitol's reign, I would say. So let's talk about the psychological portion of this film. I loved how psychological this was, and I think that's why it was such an improvement. And there was no shaky cam, so that was great, because a lot of people did not like the shaky cam in Hunger Games, the first one. And I feel because it was so chaotic, the first film, is like, what's going on? What's the Hunger Games? Oh my god, someone died. Now, Katniss, because again, we're in Katniss' point of view, she knows what the Hunger Games is. Obviously, she's scarred by it, but she knows what it is, and it's less chaotic, and the people that are in the Hunger Games, they've done this already. So they know what they're doing, even if it's been years since they were in the Hunger Games. So I kind of like that. It wasn't shaky cam, and it was just so much more steady, and so much, I would say, older it felt, and more mature, this film. So going back to the psychological portion of this film, I love how Katniss is reacting to the Hunger Games and how much it changed her. And they really try to attack Katniss psychologically. You know, the bird scene in the Hunger Games where Prim is yelling, and when Katniss had to show her skill like she did in the first film, they painted Rue on the floor, just like she saw her dead in the Hunger Games. And I love, you know, Rue's actually one of my favorite characters from the Hunger Games, and when she died, I was shocked and sad, and I loved how they, I would say, honored her in this film. You saw how much Katniss still cared for Rue. You got to see Rue's family, and just how she reacted when the guy just wanted to give some honor to Rue, and he died because of it. And I loved how Katniss reacted to that. And honestly, I think what made this film so great was the performances, especially by Jennifer Lawrence, her reactions to different things, but everyone else also. I want to give a sleeper pick to Effie. I love Effie's performance here because she's so different from what she was also in the first film. She feels like this is her family. Katniss and Peeta and Haymitch, this is her family. This is her team. And even the Capitol says, yeah, all these people they're bad news. And one of the best scenes, I think, was the reaping. And it's felt like the same thing. It is the same thing. You know, it's that cold day. Your children's going out to kill each other. And your kid probably will die. But it's not your kids anymore. It's Katniss, Peeta, and Haymitch. You're the only people in District 12 that's ever won that are still alive. And I love how Effie, you know, usually she's happy. She's like, and this is the 74th Hunger Game. She's not happy. She's like, it's that silence and those performances from them that you have to pick up that one piece of paper, and Katniss is in the Hunger Games, and Haymitch gets picked, and then Peeta's like, I volunteer as tribute. It's just that silence and that performance from that scene that was so great, and I really loved how dry throat that scene was. And again, just I like the evolution of all these characters, even Prim. You know, we didn't get to see Prim that much. We're gonna probably see her more in the next film. But how much she's changed. It's like, all right, I'm gonna put a shot in Gale and I'm okay. You know, and you see how much of a stronger character she's been. I just love the evolution of all these characters, and maybe even the romance a little. You know, not forced romance, but you get to see hints of Peeta and Katniss romance, which I really enjoyed. When Peeta almost died, Katniss like, no, Peeta, you can't die. So I really did enjoy that. I'm going to say the only two things I didn't like. I'm going to go into two things I didn't like. There was a scene here where Peeta says that Katniss is pregnant. Obviously, that's not true. And they close down Hunger Games for a second, and they're like, nah, we're still going to do the Hunger Games. I don't care if you're pregnant. And then they didn't really work on that. I feel like the Capitol didn't even care. And you would think the Capitol because they're so into the drama, you would think they'd talk about it a lot. But I feel like we didn't see it into the show's point of view as much in this movie. It was more about the show point of view in the first film, and now it's more about, all right, who are these people? So I was a little disappointed. Like, I feel like it was a little plot hole-ish with the pregnant thing, but I guess you could look over it. I think you kind of forgot about it as the film went on. And also Mags, who was the older lady in this in the Hunger Games, the oldest one. You felt bad for her, especially Finnick's relationship with her. But the way she died was so non-dramatic. I hear in the books it was a lot more dramatic. She's just pretty much, bye, I gotta go. And they're like, okay. And I mean, Finnick's upset about it, but I thought it could have been a little bit more dramatic. I mean, older people die, you know, it just, I get sad with that. And just the way she did it, she's like, I'm just gonna go, okay? And, like, you understand why she does it. It just was not dramatic how it played out in the film. But honestly, those are only two complaints I even have with the film, and those are minor complaints. I just want to bring those out. One thing I love is that in the first film, you didn't really care about many characters. Again, Rue you cared about, and it was supposed to be that way. You weren't supposed to care about the characters, and especially since it's the first time, you don't know what's going on. You lived in District 12. Again, you're like Katniss. You live in District 12 for all this time, and you don't know what's going on, so you're not going to learn who these people are. Katniss now knows what's going on. She learns who these people are. Is like, I'm going to see these people die. So it's interesting how you learn who these characters are, and it's important for the ending, because we're going to talk about the ending. It is important for the ending of this film because, not everyone dies. And I especially loved Finnick in this film. I felt a connection to him from the beginning, and I think that's very important, because I know he is a more important character, I guess, in the third book also. But I really enjoyed him, and I didn't want him to die. And then I liked the nerdy guy, and then you liked TikTok Girl, and you liked Joanna, you liked, and of course you like Peeta and Katniss. And freaking Aquaman was in this film from Smallville. I was like, oh my god, AC. I don't know the actor's name. I was really happy that he was in this film, and he died in the water, actually, so I thought that was a coincidence. But yeah, you just grew a connection with all these characters, and then the ending. Let's just talk about the ending. We find out that a lot of people have been, I guess, rogues, because there is a rebellion going on, and the Capitol knows that, and Katniss doesn't. And again, as the audience, you don't know what's going on in the end of this book, or the end of this movie, and then we see that Finnick's alive, Peeta's been taken by the Capitol, and we all know, I won't spoil anything, but something's going to be going on with the next book with that. So Peeta's been taken to the Capitol, Haymitch, and the Game Maker, who's been trying to plan against Katniss, who's been teaming up with the president, is actually part of the rebellion. And we get to see them all in a room, and Katniss just, where's Peeta? Where's Peeta? What's going on? And we find out a rebellion's happening, and Katniss is part of it, and she doesn't even know it. And Haymitch is like, I couldn't tell you what was going on, we thought the plan wouldn't work. And I like that, because in the film you can see that they were pushing Katniss to do different things, and without her knowing. Even the Game Maker, he was telling the president, don't kill him, don't kill her yet, make people hate her. And those, I like the little pushes that the Game Maker made for the president to keep Katniss alive and make this plan alive. So I thought that was a very good cliffhanger. I like how it ended on a cliffhanger and the way it ended. I thought it was great just to lead up for the next movie, because we're going into this rebellion, which is what this film and this franchise is really about, is this rebellion. There's light tones of rebellion in the first movie. There's more tones in this movie, but still you can see that there was rebellion, but you weren't, since you were in Katniss' point of view, you did not see it as much. So I did like that, and I love, and now obviously the rebellion of the third movie is going to be humongous, and then Prim and Gal's part of the rebellion too. I was so, well, Prim you find out is part of the rebellion after, but she's also part of the rebellion. And then we're going to District 13, which is going to be great. So I really enjoyed this film overall. I really loved it. I'm going to actually be seeing it Wednesday again with another group of friends, and I'm going to be seeing Frozen, which I will be doing a review for Frozen. So I'm trying to think of other things I could talk about, but everything was just really great, and I love also the archery in this film. Love the archery. The performances were great. I could go on with the psychological thriller of how this was, because we were in Katniss' point of view. Again, really great. I loved it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Did you see Hunger Games 1? Did you enjoy it? If you didn't, did you see Hunger Games 2? Did you enjoy this more? I love Hunger Games 1, and I enjoyed this even more, because I think it was just a tenfold improvement. And I will be seeing it again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and some thoughts I had on the movie, and very excited to see the next one. And Hunger Games is one of my favorite movie franchises, so very excited to see more. And hope you guys enjoyed. Again, have a review for Frozen on Wednesday, because I will be seeing Hunger Games again, and we'll be seeing Frozen, so definitely go check that out. And super excited for Frozen also. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Unknown, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Unknown and the right situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.